Welcome to the spring commencement ceremony for Flagler College and the class of 2017. If you don't mind, I would like the next round of applause to be for the people who helped set this up, particularly Donna Washburn and Carl Liberatore, who worked tirelessly to try to pull this thing together. Thank you. We have a few announcements before we begin. First, welcome to everyone who is streaming this on the internet. We're glad that you could be a part of the ceremony today. In a few moments, the procession is going to begin. Please keep these aisles here, these center aisles, open. People will be moving, the graduates will be coming down the stairs. I know that you want to take photos. Please go ahead and take photos, but we do ask, do not come into the pit area where the white chairs are. We have guests in wheelchairs, and we will have students moving in this area, so please do not come into the pit. We ask, please do not use artificial noisemakers to maintain the dignity of our ceremony. It is not a hot morning, but it is a humid morning, and those of you from out of state will quickly determine why people do not move to Florida for the summers. Should you need a beverage, we do have a concession stand that you may have passed on the way in that is open. Also, the Flagler Legacy Store has a merchandise booth. If you want some Flagler gear on your way out, they'll be glad to help you. Should anyone need any medical assistance, in this aisle at the top, there is the first aid station. Paramedics are here and an ambulance is standing by. Following the ceremony, we'll have a recessional, and we will go back the way we came up these yellow steps up here. So at the end, please keep the aisleways clear also. For those of you who rode in on the shuttles this morning, please be sure to get on a shuttle that looks like the one that brought you in when you go back. If you're trying to get to the elementary school, we don't want you to end up at the Baptist church. Please rise for the procession of the graduates.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Please remain standing while I call on Dr. Ivan Kelly, Associate Vice President for Academic Affairs, to lead the invocation.
If you're so inclined, let us pray. God of love and mercy, we gathered today on this beautiful morning to celebrate a journey for that these graduates began in preschool, continued on through elementary, middle, and high school, and which now culminates in their college graduation. We know this journey had many joys, and we also know it was not always easy. We know that it was filled with challenges, difficulties, and struggles. And we give thanks for the perseverance that these students showed along their journey, that they did not falter, they did not quit, that they ran the course to its completion. And we know that along the pathway of this journey, they did not travel alone. We give thanks for the love and support shown by family and friends, those who were always there to lend an ear and to give encouragement. And this morning we remember Haven Shonio, a member of this class who had every intention of sitting amongst these graduates today, but whose life was lost in an automobile accident her freshman year. Be with the Shonio family today, comfort them, and remind them of the love this college community has for them and for their daughter. We're thankful for the trustees, faculty, and staff who provided opportunities that allowed our students to develop their interests and discover their own paths. We give thanks to the long service of President Hebert and his 46 years of an uncompromising vision to build a college of the highest quality. As these students continue their journeys, be it at an Ivy League graduate school or in accounting at a local distributor, we pray that you continue to guide them and to mold them so that what they learned here is not the completion of their education, but merely the beginning. We pray that today's commencement ceremony begins that journey to a bright future. Amen. Please be seated.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees, the administration, faculty, and staff, it is my pleasure and my privilege to welcome you to our spring commencement ceremony. Speaking for our entire college community, I express my heartfelt thanks to all who have traveled from near and far to be here today. We are here today to recognize, honor, and celebrate the outstanding achievements of 359 students who are graduating from our college this morning. They will join over 17,000 alumni of our fine institution. Today's joyful event honors our soon-to-be graduates for successfully completing the requirements for a degree from Flagler College. Each student has worked hard to meet the expectations of our faculty and the requirements of our institution. These students deserve our respect and our admiration. So I extend my heartiest congratulations to the newest class of graduates, the class of 2017. Please join me in recognizing them. This is indeed an exciting day in your lives. It is a jubilant day for you, for your families, and for all of us at the college who have worked with you during the past 2, 3, 4, or even more years. This graduation ceremony comes at the end of a long journey of academic and social preparation. Members of the class of 2017, the diploma that you receive today is more than a symbol of educational attainment. It is a permanent reminder of your connection to your alma mater, as well as an obligation for you to continue the lifelong process of learning. It signifies that you are prepared for the opportunities as well as the challenges that lie ahead. I know that you have long anticipated this day, some with eagerness, some with anxiety, and some with a complicated mix of emotions. But regardless of the emotions you are now experiencing, you are entitled to feel a clear sense of pride and satisfaction in reaching this graduation day. You've accomplished a great deal during your time at Flagler, and you are leaving our college with even greater potential than when you arrived to begin your studies. You have earned a college degree, but you have done more than just grow intellectually. You have collaborated and competed. You've established relationships on campus and in our community. You've embraced important causes. You've debated the issues of the day. And for the most part, you have engaged fully and enthusiastically in your education. At the same time, you've also matured emotionally and socially. I'm very confident that your educational experience at Flagler will serve you well throughout your life. As I said earlier, graduation is an emotional time. All of you are happy to be finished and are proud of your accomplishments. At the same time, many of you are sad to leave your classmates, friends, teachers, coaches, and some of you, I suspect, are a bit anxious about what lies ahead. While you will forever be the class of 2017, tomorrow your lives will change. You will begin to scatter to new jobs, travel across the country and around the globe, and get ready for continuing your education in graduate schools. As you walk across the stage today to receive your diploma, I hope that you will feel a sense of pride that is rivaled only by the nostalgia with which you remember your college years and the relationships you forged while you were here. For some of you, this day was a foregone conclusion. For others, it's a dream come true. For all of you, I'm happy and proud to say you made it. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the class of 2017, who I will ask to rise. Please be seated. Class of 2017, you've earned our congratulations and our good wishes, and you carry with you our hopes for a better future that I know you can help to create. This morning, as you look around, you are surrounded literally by your peers, but more broadly, by people all around you who helped you get to this point. Obviously, you did the work to get here. You made the necessary sacrifices to complete the degree requirements and met the demands of our faculty to earn your degree. But I know, as you do, this journey was not one that you made alone. This journey would have been far more challenging without the love, support, and encouragement that you have received throughout this process. Every graduate has reached this moment with the loving help of family members and friends. Likewise, I'm sure that every graduate has had someone in their lives to whom they attribute a great deal of their own success. You have been supported by parents, grandparents, by other family members, by friends, by Flagler College, faculty, staff, and indeed other students. And many of you have been supported by generous donors who have provided gifts to the college for scholarships and grants. So in recognition of the many contributions and sacrifices that your parents, families, and friends have made to get you here, I ask you, the graduates, the class of 2017, to join me in applauding and thanking those who have helped you get here today. I'm completing my 16th and final year as president of Flagler College, and before assuming my current position, I served as the chief academic officer for 12 years. During this period, spanning nearly 3 decades, I have developed an enormous amount of respect and great admiration for our faculty. I can tell you without a doubt, faculty are the heart of the college. They are the main determinant of Flagler College's growing reputation and its ever-increasing success. My wife and I have had the pleasure of traveling across the country, visiting alumni chapters in my farewell year. But as we traveled and we met with alumni groups throughout the country, I heard over and over and over again the love and the respect that our alumni have for the professors who taught them, mentored them, advised them, and challenged them to do their best to reach their potential. All of our graduates and current students speak of the profound transformative impact that our faculty have had on them. I know firsthand the great satisfaction and pride our faculty feel in the accomplishments of today's graduates. Beyond the classroom, our faculty and staff ensure that our graduates are not only well educated, but they leave Flagler as responsible, ethical, and considerate human beings, prepared to be productive workers and responsible citizens for the rest of their lives. I would especially like to acknowledge our faculty for everything that they do to educate, engage, inspire, challenge, and prepare our students. And at this time, I'd like to ask the members of our faculty on stage to please stand so that we may express our sincere appreciation for the central role that they play in guiding and directing the students graduating today. Please stand. Thank you. I am pleased to welcome back to our campus in our historic city, alumnus Doug Dvorak, class of '84, and to introduce him to the Flagler College community as our commencement speaker for the spring ceremony. Mr. Dvorak is the CEO of DMG International, a worldwide organization that assists clients with sales excellence enhancement workshops, productivity training, and motivational excellence management workshops. Mr. Dvorak's clients are characterized as Fortune 1000 companies, small to medium businesses, civic organizations, and service businesses. Mr. Dvorak has earned an international reputation for his powerful educational methods and motivational techniques, as well as his experience in all levels of business, corporate education, and success training. Mr. Dvorak is a certified management consultant, and his background in sales, leadership, and management has enabled him to become one of the world's most sought-after consultants, lecturers, and teachers. Following graduation from Flagler as a business administration major, he went on to earn a Master of Business Administration in Marketing Management. Mr. Dvorak spent 15 years as a sales and marketing executive with such prestigious corporations as IBM. Mr. Dvorak is a member of the National Speakers Association and is an advisory board member of Best Buddies, Inc., an organization dedicated to enhancing the lives of people with intellectual disabilities. Mr. Dvorak is also a certified speaking professional, the highest earned designation from the National Speakers Association. Mr. Dvorak has presented to over 1 million people in 5 continents. In August of 2014, Mr. Dvorak was inducted into the Motivational Speakers Hall of Fame. He holds the distinction of being one of 68 other motivational speakers who have been honored by this induction. Other individuals include Presidents Ronald Reagan and Bill Clinton, as well as many other business, civic, and political dignitaries. Mr. Dvorak is a writer, and he is the author of the critically acclaimed book, Build Your Own Brand, published by Pelican Publishing. Mr. Dvorak is married, and he and his wife, Kathy, reside in Idaho. Would you please join me in giving a warm welcome to our commencement speaker, Mr. Doug Dvorak.
Good morning. What a high honor and privilege to be with you here, the 2017 graduating class of Flagler College. Thank you, Dr. Hebert, esteemed faculty, staff, dignitaries, family, friends, and most importantly, you, the 2017 graduating class of Flagler College. You made it. Give yourselves a thunderous round of applause. What a privilege it is to be with you here today. I take my task here today very seriously. When I received the call 2 months ago from Dr. Hebert to be your commencement speaker, I decided to prepare with the same intensity many of you have devoted to an important term paper. So late last night I began. You get it. Before I proceed, I would like to recognize Dr. Hebert for his visionary leadership, tireless efforts as president of this great institution for the last 16 years. Dr. Hebert started in 1971. He started in 1971 when he was only 10 years old, 46 years ago. You have aged so very well, Dr. Hebert. When Dr. Hebert arrived at Flagler in 1971 to interview for the Director of Admissions position, the campus was then confined to the musty, dark, former Hotel Ponce de Leon, a shell of its former opulence and glory, and in desperate need of renovation and huge amounts of maintenance. There were only 2 buildings, the hotel and Markland House. No other buildings existed. Upon seeing this, Dr. Hebert was about to decline the position when a former boss and mentor from Mercer University said to him, "Hebert, are you always going to swim in the safe waters?" He changed his mind. Dr. Hebert didn't play it safe and took a risk on Flagler College 46 years ago. His legacy as he retires was building a college. Flagler College class of 2017, what will your legacy be? I can see it in your faces, excited, full of hope, and blissfully unaware that you will be paying off high-interest student loans well into your 60s. Seriously, everyone in the audience today has sacrificed a great deal on some level to help these graduates succeed. Dr. Hebert mentioned parents, grandparents, extended family. I'd like to give them a thunderous round of applause as well. For your unconditional love, support, dedication, and the legacy you instilled in these graduates to value and pursue a strong liberal arts education. And most importantly, to the students who worked so hard and survived many all-nighters, jacked up on Red Bull or Starbucks, to cram to complete all those term papers and ace your final exams. Today, you accomplished what very few people have done. You've completed something. You've earned a college degree. You did something that's hard, that's rare. Keep it up. Anyone can start something. That's the fun part. The hard part is to stay motivated, focused, and finish something. I'd like to share with you now someone who stayed motivated, focused, and finished something. Henry Morrison Flagler, entrepreneur, industrialist, railroad baron, who built an incredible business and lasting legacy down the east coast of Florida, the Florida East Coast Railroad. But he was much more than an incredibly successful businessman. He was also a community builder and renowned philanthropist. He built many schools, churches, and hospitals. Flagler once declared, "I've always been contented, but I've never been satisfied." He was not just content or satisfied with his stellar business success and legacy. He also wanted to use his wealth and influence to make the world a better place through his wealth and philanthropy. He truly was the Bill Gates of his time. Each section of the Florida East Coast Railroad track was built and held firm in place by spikes. You started the first phase of your legacy 4 years ago, your academic and social legacy here at Flagler College. You were initially given a coarse, plain spike, like the one I'm holding in my hand, to signify the start of your legacy here at Flagler. You were challenged to continually build your legacy, to set firmly the first layer of track, your college education. Now, at graduation, 4 years later, you'll be handed a silver spike to signify the completion of your time spent here at Flagler and the start of your life legacy. As you embark on the next phase of building upon and enhancing your legacy, there'll be opportunities to take and to transform that silver spike and turn it into a gold or platinum one in terms of enriching and rewarding experiences. Take risks like Dr. Hebert did in 1971. Don't play it safe. Safe is easy. Dare to swim in the rough waters. One of the greatest gifts you can give yourselves right here, right now, in this single, solitary, monumental moment of your life is to decide to take this silver spike without apology and to commit to your journey, your legacy, and not worry about the outcome. For me, my silver spike, the start of my legacy, was formed here at Flagler and provided me with a strong foundation and preparedness for most all my adult life and success. It's very personal for me to be here today, for all of you soon-to-be Flagler graduates. Wide-eyed with ambition and youthful dreams, I look upon you with great promise as the next generation of Stains. Part of me lives within you through our connection to this great institution. You have changed in your time here at Flagler, and you will leave here and change the world, because the world is starving for new ideas and new leadership. Some of you are education majors and are going to be teachers. Approximately 20% of you will go to graduate school now or in the next 5 years. And some of you perhaps may follow in Henry Flagler's footsteps and embark on a business career in corporate America or as an entrepreneur and start your own businesses. Every graduate in the audience today has his or her own unique story and legacy that was built here at Flagler. And I honor and acknowledge each of you for your hard work and dedication. I wish I could highlight each and every one of you, but because time won't permit that, I would like to share with you two amazing stories of two incredible Flagler students. The first is Shannon Schmidt. Shannon, would you please stand? The second is Peyton Short. Peyton, would you please stand? Both Shannon and Peyton succeeded in their own unique way, overcoming difficult challenges. Here are their Flagler profiles and legacy. First, Shannon Schmidt. When Shannon first came to Flagler College, she was unaware of whether or not she had found her place. She had a challenging time creating her community at Flagler and struggled to know what direction she should take her academic career in. It was during this first year that she was singled out by Dr. John Young, a professor in Flagler's history department. Dr. Young recognized Shannon's talent and offered to provide her with guidance and support during her time here at Flagler. As a freshman, he made her his research assistant, enrolled her in Flagler's first upper-level learning community, a senior-level course on genocide, during which Shannon would unearth her passion for social justice and human rights. This small act of recognition on the part of Dr. Young changed the trajectory of Shannon's undergraduate experience altogether. He helped her find and define her legacy. In the years to follow, Shannon would challenge herself to join and engage in multiple opportunities. On campus, Shannon did everything from tutoring in the Writing Center to peer mentoring to presiding over student clubs. As a sophomore, she was vice president of Flagler Student Government Association, and as a junior, she spent a semester abroad studying in Germany at the University of Würzburg. Since then, Shannon has interned in Washington, D.C., worked in leadership positions on political campaigns, and has served as a delegate at the United Nations 61st Commission on the Status of Women. Shannon has been inducted into several honor societies, and she has received multiple scholarships and awards whilst at Flagler, including Flagler's first ever Woman of Vision Award. According to Shannon, Flagler College's network of support has motivated her and inspired her to nurture potential and overall to build her legacy. The mentorship of Dr. John Young has had an especially profound impact on Shannon, as he is always willing to lend an ear and offer advice, whether she was dealing with coursework or anxieties about her future. These anxieties ultimately culminated in Shannon's decision to seek out a graduate program for study of religion and public policy, to the greater end of learning how to carry out peace and justice through effective interface, organizing, and global relationship building. Shannon then learned of her acceptance into Harvard while working at the United Nations in New York City over spring break. In her words, it was one of the most joyfully astonishing moments she has experienced to date. When she gets to Harvard, Shannon hopes to further carry out the legacy she has built during her time here at Flagler College, where her curiosity, intellect, and hope have been successfully cultivated and her legacy inculcated. Second, Mr. Peyton Short. When Peyton first arrived at Flagler College in 2012, he wasn't sure what to expect. He knew his college experience would be vastly different from that of his high school experience, especially for someone like Peyton, who is visually impaired. Peyton knew he would require an advocate at Flagler and special accommodations for his disability. Fortunately for Peyton, he found Lynn Francisco, head of the Disabilities Office at Flagler. Lynn worked tirelessly with Peyton to help him reach his goals. Lynn worked diligently with Peyton and his professors to ensure that Peyton had everything he needed to build a successful legacy during his Flagler experience. In addition to the Flagler staff that was part of Team Peyton, he developed and forged some very meaningful and rich relationships and friendships with fellow students that, in his words, will last a lifetime. Peyton's time at Flagler has been invested well and has opened up many doors and opportunities for him relative to his field of study, public history. He has participated in several meaningful internships and has assisted in helping these organizations and institutions with creative and intelligent ideas and recommendations on how to better serve the visually and hearing impaired. Peyton's passion, curiosity, and ideas to enrich the lives of people with disability have taken hold right here in St. Augustine. Several months ago, Peyton approached the St. Augustine Alligator Farm to see if they would be amenable to working together to enhancing the customer experience for the visually impaired. Peyton has an adventuresome spirit and curiosity. He could have approached the St. Augustine Pirate and Treasure Museum, the Leitner Museum, or Ripley's Believe It or Not. But no, he chooses alligators. Peyton, he knows no fear. What started with a few phone calls and emails to Brittany McDermott, curator of education at the Alligator Farm, evolved into Peyton's senior project. Brittany McDermott said this about Peyton: "I'm so impressed by Peyton's initiative to reach out to the St. Augustine Alligator Farm in regard to better reaching the needs of the visually and hearing impaired. His efforts are an inspiration to us and have helped pave the path to enhancing our educational reach." Peyton's ideas are already being considered for implementation at the Alligator Farm. These include implementing Braille signage for the animal enclosures and exhibits that would explain in Braille the type of exhibit, species, etc. Also, it would create a more hands-on tactile experience for the visually impaired. A bio-fact box, a true tactile experience, can be checked out at the front desk so the visually impaired individuals can experience the touch of an alligator skull, scales, teeth, etc., in order to heighten and enhance the learning experience. Peyton wants to thank the entire Flagler family and community for enabling him to grow, to be challenged and supported, not only as a student, but as an adult as well. As a graduate of Flagler College myself, when I return here, it's to a place of intense memories of my youthful promise, similar to all of you and Shannon and Peyton. I'm reminded of a quote that impacted me when I sat where you are here today: "Audentis fortuna juvat," which means fortune favors the bold. I'm not simply referring to joining the business world and making a lot of money. I mean, be bold, be passionate, follow your heart and inner voice, and live your life and build your legacy with no regrets. Possibly you have heard or will hear the Latin phrase carpe diem, or seize the day. By seizing every day with a sense of urgency, purpose, and passion, you will spend your time wisely, because time once spent can never be refunded. Time is a currency indeed, but most of all, time is dreams. The effect you have on others is the most valuable currency there is. As I look back how I spent and invested the last 33 years, or 289,080 hours of my life, did those investments pay dividends in terms of enriching other people's lives, being more kind, patient, loving, tolerant, giving, and charitable? The answer to most of these questions are yes, but not at 100%. We all are imperfect human beings, just trying to do our best daily. We've been given so much, and as I'm reminded of the age-old aphorism that states, "To whom much is given, much is required." At times, life requires us to double down, work harder, deal with personal and professional losses, deaths, illnesses, financial challenges, etc. We need a paramedic. Paramedic, please. Paramedic, hands up over there. I wish you the best, man. Speedy recovery. Should I start at the beginning? I brought my tap shoes. There are 8,760 hours in a year. 33 years ago, or 289,080 hours ago, I sat where you are here today. The average lifespan of an American today is 80. So simple math tells us that if you're 21 years old, today, April 29th, 2017, you possibly have 59 years or 516,840 hours left on this planet to live your life and legacy with purpose, passion, and with no regrets. As I look back on how I spent and invested those last 33 years, or 289,080 hours of my life, did those investments pay dividends in terms of enriching other people's lives, being more kind, patient, loving, tolerant, giving, and charitable? The answer to most of these questions are yes, but not at 100%. We all are imperfect human beings trying to do our best daily. I know I already gave that, but I thought it was so good I gave it again. Just kidding, I lost my place. Professional speaker who loses his place in front of 3,000 people. But we're all imperfect human beings trying to do our best daily, right? I would like to share with you now 5 of life's legacy lessons to remember, practice, and live. Number 1, you will fail often. It's part of life. 2, the quality of your life is directly proportional to the commitment of excellence you make in your chosen field of endeavor. 3, keep moving forward. Know that life is not fair. 4, never, never, never give up. 5, success is not getting what you want. It's wanting what you have. So as you leave here today, let your light shine so brightly that others can see their way out of the dark. But also, don't forget to have some fun along the way as you build your legacy. And I'll leave you with this. There once was a man who never romped nor played. He never smoked, he never drank, nor even kissed a maid. And when he upped and passed away, life insurance was denied. For since he never lived, they claimed he never died. Congratulations, thank you, and much success on building your legacy.
Vice President Woolfolk, will you please escort Mr. Dvorak to the podium? Mr. Dvorak, you have honored us with your presence today, and you have inspired us with your remarks. We're extremely grateful for your participation in this commencement ceremony. In recognition of your distinguished career in sales and marketing, your exemplary work as a consultant helping companies, organizations, and individuals in sales, leadership, and management, your many accomplishments, awards, and honors in public speaking, and your commitment to excellence in the programs that you produce, the core values that you exhibit wherever you go and wherever you travel, and in appreciation for your participation in this commencement ceremony, I'm very pleased and honored to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Laws honoris causa.
Because final grades are not due to the Office of the Registrar until the Friday prior to commencement, the names of our honor graduates do not appear in the printed program. Those students who have distinguished themselves with exceptional academic achievement today wear the red and gold honors cords. Students who have earned the cum laude distinction have an overall grade point average of 3.5 to 3.69. As your name is called, will each student please rise and remain standing until all of these students have been acknowledged. Please hold your applause until all of these students are recognized. Ali Abadudaya, Kylie Austin, Alexander Barnes, Logan Brennan, Caitlin Colburn, Joseph Corey, Lawrence Alexander Briggs, Mackenzie Danaher, Chelsea Day, Lauren Marcella Belgadayu, Jeffrey Lucas Burrow, April Marie Foley, Hunter McKenzie Hutchison, Savannah Eleanor Jones, Makeda Alicia Joseph, Olivia Younghans, Kenneth Canlin, Cassandra Kelly, Courtney Knutson, Brianna Kurzanowski, Michelle Lochner, Troy Donald McNeil, Brittany Mayo, Mateus Menendez, Elaine Meredith, Jose Mizrahi, Maria Gavanya Nanti, Michael John Nasso, Rachel Nelson, Kayla Norris, Jessica Hay, Shannon Schmidt, Bridget Stanton, Allison Struck, Maria Toto, Lynn Weber, Ashley White, Amanda Whitehead, and Colin Wood. Please join me in honoring these students.
Please be seated. Students who have earned the magna cum laude distinction have an overall grade point average of 3.7 to 3.89. Will each student please rise and remain standing until all of these students have been acknowledged? Natalie Alford, Amanda Balzano, Brianne Bowman, Roland Kukuliza, Madeline Dittmer, Anna Dow, Marissa Elmo, Andrea Hartung, Jacqueline Horkey, Emily Jordan, Deborah Maffeo, Michael Mayoko, Margaret Mataliano, Kira McDonald, Jordan McKenna, Catherine Morin, Taylor Napper, Edward Nappy, Sadie Owens, Nicholas Pappas, Jimena Pendola, Maria Raimundo, Kai Reed, Sarah St. John, Samantha Tetro, Lauren Thiebert, and Sarah Strominger Vaccaro. Please join me in honoring these students. Please be seated. Students who have earned the highest distinction, summa cum laude, have an overall grade point average of 3.9 to a perfect 4.0. Will each student please rise and remain standing until all of these students are recognized? Please hold your applause until all the students are acknowledged. Stephanie Austin, Hannah Betts, Patrick Bissell, Emily Bloom, Lainey Burrell, Marta Fagundu, Wenora Fahey, Julia Gingell, Manon Herbenet, Joshua Manning, Dallas McLennan, Sarah Menendez, Alexander Mitchell, Annie Narducci, Cindy Walker, Kelsey White, Molly Wilson, and Rebecca Woods. Please join me in honoring these students. Please be seated. In addition to the graduates with honors, Flagler College also confers departmental awards for academic achievement. These awards are made by the individual academic departments. Primary consideration for these awards is based on academic achievement. However, other contributing factors are considered. Awards are given to selected members of the department who rank in the top 10% of the graduating seniors for the academic year. Some departments choose to make their awards in the fall semester. Other departments elected to make their awards this spring. As the recipients' names are called, please rise and remain standing until all the recipients have been acknowledged. And please hold your applause until all the students have been recognized. In the Department of Art and Design, Alexander Barnes, Savannah Jones, Makeda Joseph, Olivia Younghans, and Joshua Manning. In Business Administration, Patrick Bissell, Brianne Bowman, Roland Kukuliza, Jacqueline Horkey, Jack Kegelmeyer, Mary Jo Lendering, Maria Giovanna Nanti, Nicholas Pappas. In Communication, Natalie's Alford, Anna Dow, Troy McNeil, Cindy Jo Walker, Colin Wood. In Education, Emily Bloom, Cassandra Kelly, Margaret Battagliano, Taylor Napper. In English, Kelsey White. From the Humanities Department, Stephanie Austin, Logan Brennan, Caitlin Colburn, Shannon Smith. From Natural Sciences, Whitney Glinton. From the Social Sciences, Amanda Balzano, Marta Fagundo, Andrea Hartone, Manon Henrene, Edward Nappi, Annie Narducci, Sadie Owens. From the Sport Management Department, Mackenzie Danaher, Dylan Jones, and Michelle Lochner. From the Department of Theater Arts, Rebecca Woods. Please join me in honoring these students.
Please be seated. Each year, the president of the college selects students in recognition of their achievement during their time at Flagler in the areas of leadership and service. This year, the President's Award for Leadership goes to Mary Jo Lendering. The President's Award for Service goes to Christopher Rhodes. Please join me in congratulating these students. Will the graduates please rise and come forward to receive your diplomas? Members of Alpha Chi, the college-wide academic honor society, are designated through the wearing of green and blue colored honor cords. Students receiving the Bachelor of Fine Arts degree are designated through the wearing of a black cord. Students who are members of honor societies from their academic majors are wearing cords or pins from these societies in their stoles. President Hebert, upon the recommendation of the faculty, I present to you these candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts and Bachelors of Fine Arts. Ali Abadiah, cum laude. Casey Chantel Adams. Peter Michael Adams. Samantha Adams. Sterling William Adair. Natalie C. Augusto Garcia. Natalie Barano Alfred, magna cum laude. Christopher O. Anderson. Thomas Matthews Anderson. Joshua Taylor Armstrong. Alejandro David Arnaz. Amber D.V. Atterbury. Danielle Aricchio. Kylie E. Austin, cum laude. Stephen M. Austin, summa cum laude. Stephanie, excuse me. Scott Andrew Babbitt. Courtney Ann Babchak. Igor Leonardo Baez. Bonnie Nicole Pajalia. Craig William Ball. Victoria Celine Ballou. Amanda Rose Balzano, magna cum laude. Albert C. Barber. William C. Barham, Jr. Alexander Barnes, cum laude. William Arton Bartig. Robert Theodore Bassler III. Brooke Allison Bauer. Sarah Elizabeth Beeland. Elizabeth Belote. Adrian Jose Benavides. Kelsey Bennett. Antonio Baracol. Anna Christina Betts, summa cum laude. Patrick Allen Bissell, summa cum laude. Nell Isabel Black. Zachary Xavier Blair. Sean Timothy Blaze. Rachel Blankenship. Emily Nicole Blum, summa cum laude. Evan Gregory Bowles. Christopher Michael Bongiovanni. Jessica M. Hoare. Brianna Nicole Bauman, magna cum laude. Aja Victoria Boyd. Amber Chanel Bradford. Kristen Elizabeth Brest. Logan Brennan, cum laude. Elizabeth Georgia Brittingham. Brian Keith Broadwell, Jr. Brianna Marie Brown. Cameron Delancey Brown. Kyle Hugh Bruckshaw. Kyle Alexander Brunson. Christina Bugarski. Kelly Chelsea Burge. Lainey Charlotte Burrell, summa cum laude. Catherine Elizabeth Burris. Colin Calloway. Daniel M. Calloway, Jr. Lindsay Diane Caraway. Carmen Isabel Carrion. Kaylee Amanda Carroll. Wade Deming James Carroll. James Niles Carter. Jose Daniel Castillo. Amanda Gail Chapman. Maximilian Charles. Ashley Chiwa. Chase Packard Church. Rebecca Nicole Clark. Corbin Richard Clayton. Kelsey Nicole Clutter. Caitlin Marie Colburn, cum laude. Seth Michael Conboy. Michael Connolly. Jonna Frances Constantine. Gabriella Nina Marie Cook. Olivia Copeland. Augustus Wright Corner. Joseph Alfred Gorecki Corey, cum laude. Haley Ann Corson. Savannah Kersey. Kinsey Cox. Lex Craggs, cum laude. Gwendolyn Crow. Courtney Reed Crum. Roland Joseph Cucaliza Reyes, magna cum laude. Kristen Shannon Kumiski. Cameron Ann Cummings. Mackenzie Caroline Danaher, cum laude. Chelsea Day, cum laude. Carol Livana Deason. Taylor Morris Dees. Maxwell Della Marced. Julia D. Del Belci. Laura Marcella Delgagia, cum laude. Matthew DeMello. Emily Catherine Durbins.
Taylor Ray Diamond. Kyle William DiNardo. Madeline J. Dittmer, magna cum laude. Toby James Stewart Donaldson. Bailey Halloran Donovan. Carly Donovan. Robert Avery Dorfman. Anna Elizabeth Dow, magna cum laude. Jordan Ann Doyle. Nicholas Droleski. Dominic Christopher Graham Duffel. Charlie Dunn. Patrick Sidney Dupierre. In absentia. Dustin Rollerson Dye. Kirsten Carol Eldridge. Marissa Dawn Elmo, magna cum laude. Connor McCabe Engelman. Amber Ray Irwin. Marta Fagundo, summa cum laude. Winora Sarah Fahey, summa cum laude. Lindsay M. Fowlett. Pedro Faria. Cheyenne Founts. Omar A. Fogus. Jeffrey Lucas Farrow, cum laude. Cami Alyssa Figueroa. Matthew Fitzgerald. Sean Allen Fitzpatrick. Kelsey Brooke Flight. Kyrie T. Flowers. April Marie Foley, cum laude. Grace Autumn Foltz. Timothy Brian Gamel. Joseph Lewis Gardner II. Danielle Marie Gellerman. Dylan Giuliano. Taylor Lee Gillis. Emily Gilmer. Julie Ruth Louise Gingell, summa cum laude. Garnett Rose Glenn. Whitney Olivia Glinton. Alexandra Cassidy Glunt. Sarah Glynn. Dylan J. Gold. Ander Gonzalez Basoco. Abby Nicole Gooden. Karen Michelle Gregory. Amy Marie Groff. Kara Rose Group. Yes. Mary Rose Catherine Hall. Sierra Ray Hanbury. Michael Hanley. Olivia Marie Hanna. Brett Hardwick. Stephanie Catherine Harlow. Dallas Harrington. Eric Nathaniel Hartley. Andrea Marie Hartung, magna cum laude. Stephen Jacob Hathaway. Grant Hedricks. Megan R. Helms. Manon Marie Urbanet, summa cum laude. Daniel Alexander Hilliard. Tabitha Judy Hines. Dana Kathleen Hoffman. Colby F. Hollingsworth. Shelby L. Hollingsworth. Christian M. Hong. Megan Lee Hooks. Sarah Ann Horgan. Jacqueline Horkey, magna cum laude. Zachary Charles Horn. Mackenzie Ray Hudgens. Hannah Grace Hussman. Hunter Hutchison, cum laude. Antonio Mark Jackson. Evelyn Jacobs. Zachary Bowen Jacobs. Amanda Jarrell. J. Dennis Jenkins. Walker Kearns Jesse. Cameron June Johnson. Michaela Jolly. Amanda Jones. In absentia, Amanda Jones. Amanda Jones. Dylan Thomas Jones. Savannah Eleanor Jones, cum laude. Emily Suzanne Jordan, magna cum laude. Makita Alicia Olsevera Joseph, cum laude. I'm sorry. Jan Luke Jovet. Olivia Felice Young Hands, cum laude. Jean Justice. Elena Carries. Victoria Kamer. Kenneth Robert Canline, cum laude. Jack K. III. Jack K. III. Jessica Keelan. Jack Michael Kegelmeyer Jr. Caitlin Kelderman. Cassandra Marie Kelly, cum laude. Michael Salvatore Kelly. Rachel Ann Kennedy. Victoria Grace Kernosek. Stephanie Grace Clem. Morgan James Knights. Courtney Ann Knutson, cum laude. Meredith Kiesler Coles. Thomas Gerald Kosensky. Haley Marie Craker.
Andrew J. Kranz. Autumn T. Krenz. Brianna Kurzanowski, cum laude. Michelle A. Lochner, cum laude. Caitlin Marie Landeros. Taylor Ann Lanwer. McLean Larson. Colin Wickham Lee. Victoria Teresa Lee. Mary Jo Louise Lendering. Ashley Nicole Leon. Erica Faith Lewis. Catherine Louise Lewis. Frida Josephine Lindblom. Troy Donald McNeil, cum laude. Maria Paula Madronon Guzman. Deborah Maffeo, magna cum laude. Liam P. Major. Joshua Rain Manning, summa cum laude. Alexander Gregory Manso. Jay Manson. Evan Marthinson. Michael Martinez. Mark Carlos Alvarez Martino. Brock Marvin. Bethany Mason. Margaret Wren Metaliano, magna cum laude. Brittany Georgiano Mayo, cum laude. William McAuliffe. Ryan Mark McCallson. Dallas Leanne McClellan, summa cum laude. Caitlin Elizabeth McCrae. Kira Ann McDonald, magna cum laude. Morgan Kelly McFall. Jordan McKenna, magna cum laude. Alexandra Kathleen McKinnon. Gavin James Megley. Christopher S. Meyer. Carly Meltzer. Stephen Mencia. Sarah C. Menendez, summa cum laude. Mateus Menendez, cum laude. Elaine Meredith, cum laude. Anna Meyer. Brendan Fivehill Meyer. Alexander Todd Mitchell, summa cum laude. Jose Mizrahi Malka, cum laude. Keelan Moffett. Nicholas Monsanto. Griffin Moon. Christopher Allen Moore. Amon Vincent Moore. Catherine Morin, magna cum laude. Vincent Lee Morano. Eleonora Martelloro. Cade Alexander Muckle. Nicholas Mullen. Timothy Liam Mullen. Kevin Munoz. Madeline Murphy. Matilda Poole Murphy. Kristen Nagel. Maria Gavana Nanti, cum laude. Taylor Grace Napper, magna cum laude. Edward Nappy, magna cum laude. Annie Grace Narducci, summa cum laude. Michael John Nasso, cum laude. Rachel Caroline Needham. Rachel Ann Nelson, cum laude. Joshua Paul Knoll. Victoria Nolan. Taylor Ann Norman. Kayla Michelle Norris, cum laude. Kellen T. O'Hara. Alexandra O'Keen. Andreas Olivero Andrew. Cole Andrechka. Corey Celeste Orcasitas. Ryan Edward Oteri. Sadie Paulina Owens, magna cum laude. Chase Pansler. Ashley Papetti. Nicholas Andrew Pappas, magna cum laude. Laura Parnan. Michelle Colleen Pate. Jessica Pay, cum laude.
Jimena Pendola, magna cum laude. Amber Jade Payon. Arialexia L. Pijuan. Brett M. Pinkerton. Zachary Calvert Pittenger. Thomas Reed Pocock III. Christopher G. Poley. Miranda Poniatowski. Elena Marie Porcellini. Lauren Collins Powell. Chance Powers. Blaine Prosy. Emilio Priest. Michelle Prelli. Fabian Quintanilla. Antonio Raimondo. Maria Teresa Raimondo, magna cum laude. Alexis Taylor Ramsey. Celeste Marie Rausch. Anna Christine Reeden. Janae Reddick. Callie Reed, magna cum laude. Michaela Catherine Riley. Christopher Kevin Rhodes, Jr. Erin Elizabeth Rice. Maria Trinidad Rio Frio. Colby Riviere. Leslie Roditi. Caitlin K-Rod Faith Rodriguez. Pedro Romero Enestrosa. Erica Haley Rothman. Sean Colin Ryan. Sarah Elizabeth Sadler. Sierra Jane Sage. Colin Sandifer. Kelsey Nicole Scarborough. Michelle Ray Skank. Howard Walker Schindler. Shannon Nolani Schmidt, cum laude. Natalie Ann Schneider. Caitlin Sellers. Corey Charles Shaw. Miranda Sue Shiver. Kendall Daytona Shores. Peyton C. Short. Rebecca M. Simon Hasbun. Madison Marie Skidmore. Andrew Smith. Caitlin Nicole Smith. Caitlin Nicole Smith, yes. Erica Michelle Spence. Sarah Lorraine St. John, magna cum laude. Abigail Gloria Stansberry. Bridget Stanton, cum laude. Jared John Staney. Michael Herman Erhard Steiner. Charles Braxton Stevens. Ashley Elizabeth Stewart. Roxanne Bailey Stewart. Sydney Ann Straley. Allison Nicole Strunk, cum laude. Janelle Christine Sturgeon. Catherine Suttard. Victoria M. Suri Beltran. Jesper Alexander Svedhem. Erica Jordan Tackett. Tara Marie Taglia-Lavore. Joseph Edward Tahan. Lindsay K. Tahan. Morgan Jenna Tantius. Brendan Terada. Samantha Sherry Tatro, magna cum laude. Lauren Marjorie Thiebert, magna cum laude. Ariel Thomas. Bryce Steele Tinsley. Peter Huntington Tomlinson, Jr. Maria Paola Toto, cum laude. Hunter Sawyer Tuggle. Jordan C. Twyford. Dean Isidore Udell. Sarah Strominger Vaquero, magna cum laude. Bryant Anthony Vasquez. Hannah Cecilia Wiebke. Justin Vitalo. Christina Von Clappered Krola. Kelsey Michelle Wainwright. Cindy Jo Walker, summa cum laude. Tyler Lawrence Walker. Ashley M. Wallace. Gabrielle Walters. Kayla G. Walters. Brandon Roosevelt Watson. Julia Marie Watts. James Ware. Lynn Emily Weber, cum laude. Paige Durant Weber. Eric Matthew Welch. Ashley Mary White, cum laude. Kelsey Elizabeth White, summa cum laude. Amanda Nicole Whitehead, cum laude. Simon Theodore Wickley. Carissa K. Weimer. Zachary Frederick Wild. Margaret Claire Williams. Maureen Margaret Williams. Molly Elizabeth Wilson. Alexa Nicole Wint. Colin Avram Wood, cum laude. Whitney Brooke Woodard. Rebecca Llewellyn Woods, summa cum laude. Sarah Michelle Woofter. Bailey Christine Wright. Veronica Jamie Wright. Jessica Shelby Wrightington. Nicholas Ryan Yodanis. Sarah Yosef. Carly Zacharol. Alex C. Zapponi. Caleb Michael Zeller.
Will the candidates please rise? Upon the recommendation of the faculty and by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Flagler College, I confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts or the Bachelor of Fine Arts, with all the rights, privileges, and honors thereunto appertaining. I extend to each of you my warmest congratulations and my very best wishes on this outstanding achievement in reaching this graduation day. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating the class of 2017. Please be seated. I would would now like to call upon Christopher Rhodes, a member of the 2017 graduating class, to come forward to make a special presentation at this time. Chris?
How's everyone doing? Congratulations to my class. I mean, we finally made it, right? All right, so I know what you're wondering, right? We just got the degree. Why is there another speaker? I want to go, right? But I think it is important that we start talking about our legacy, right? And when we first arrived here at Flagler College, one of the first things said to us is that we have to start building our legacy. And you know, that means something different for just about everybody. For some of us, it meant stealing a pig at a luau and running with it across the West Lawn until it exploded in the Palm Gardens. It was cooked, don't worry about it. For others, it meant rubbing peanut butter on your face to get views on YouTube so that people had their questions answered about the school. What kind of weirdo would do that, right? For some of us, it meant putting a broom between your legs and throwing balls at each other, pretending that you're gonna play a magical sport. Go Phoenixes, right? But we all have one thing in common when it comes to our legacy, all right? We didn't do it alone. We received help, and now it's our chance to give back. Graduates, I am proud to announce that our senior class and its supportive families together raised over $5,800 towards the senior class endowed scholarship. And this gift will help future students achieve their own legacy. So let's hear a round of applause for that. And today, we are putting our final touches on the legacy that we created here at Flagler College and beginning a new one. Don't think of today as intimidating. Think of it as an adventure. Today, we are embarking on a quest. Not to sound cheesy, right? But this quest will take us in different directions. But we're all searching for the same thing. We're looking for a way to use our talents to contribute to society. And although we may not know what our contributions will be, or even the talents that we may have, it is important to remember two things. Number one is to always be impressive. And number two, DFTBA, which is an acronym that means don't forget to be awesome. Some of us get that. Excellent. We received an excellent education here at Flagler, but we got more than just textbooks that cost way more than they deserved. We received friends, family, memories, laughs, and life lessons. With all these items in our arsenal, being impressive is not a hard task. We must always strive to be the best at what we do. It is the Flagler way, after all. I mean, Henry Flagler literally built a railroad across an ocean, right? Despite the hardships we will encounter during our quest, every obstacle we overcome will make us stronger. After all, it is the hard times, like building the railroad across the ocean, that, rather than the easy times, that make us who we are and strengthen our abilities and show us what we stand for. As J.K. Rowling said, it is impossible to live without failing at something, unless you live so cautiously that you might as well not have lived at all, in which case you fail by default. Tomorrow morning, some of us will wake up, and others will wake up tomorrow afternoon. However, whenever you wake up, just take a minute to think about this question. Where will my legacy take me today? And if there's one thing that going to Flagler has taught me, it's that life opens at the close. Mischief managed. Thank you, guys.
Well, you're now members of the Flagler College Alumni Association. And it gives me great pleasure to call on Mr. Mitch Walk, who is a 1979 graduate of Flagler College, a former president of the Alumni Association, and he's a current member of the Board of Trustees. He has come up from Orlando, and I would like to call on Mitch Walk now to come up and bring you greetings from the association. Mitch?
Congratulations, class of 2017. This is an extraordinary time to be graduating. In the time you've been preparing and studying for your futures, we've experienced many global challenges. Job prospects have improved in many fields. The Apple Watch was introduced. Twitter, Instagram, and Snapchat have now become the ways we all communicate. Our political climate has been challenged in ways we have not seen in recent generations. But to me, and probably to most of you, the most significant development in 2017 has been the retirement of our esteemed and very much loved President, Dr. Bill Hebert. You are the last class he addressed as president, the last graduates to shake hands and be hugged by him as you received your diplomas today, and the last class to have benefited over the years from his wisdom, advice, guidance, intellect, and friendship. And I'm sure there's not one of you here today who hasn't had a personal conversation or two, or maybe even three, with Dr. Hebert during your years at Flagler. And so as a graduate of Flagler College, a friend of Dr. Hebert's for over 40 years, and a member of the Board of Trustees, it is my deep honor to not only congratulate you on all your jobs well done, but it's also my privilege on behalf of all 17,329 graduates, the Board of Trustees, faculty, administration, and staff to say, thank you, Bill. Your legacy will continue in the walls of these buildings you helped to create and in the memories for all of us. We'll miss you greatly. But now back to you, our graduates in class of 2017. The future entrepreneurs, teachers, scientists, artists, athletes, mathematicians, and whatever else you've chosen to be. You are at the precipice of the rest of your lives. You live in an incredible moment in history, and I urge all of you to grab for that brass ring, to break the glass ceiling, and to be who you want and what you want to be, and the very best at it. To help you along the path as you transform from student to workforce, I want to remind all of you, you are not alone. The Flagler College Alumni Office is here to help you. If you need a contact in a city or an industry, if you need to know more about a company with whom you may be considering employment, or if you simply need help with interviewing skills, relocation information, or anything else that challenges you in this big world, call your alumni office. So many of us have been where you have been and are willing and able to direct you to the right person or resource you may need. One important detail about college rankings you may not know is that schools' rankings always takes into consideration the participation of the alumni in donating back to the college, not the dollar amount, just the total participation rate. Any donation in the future to the alumni program, no matter how small, counts as the alumni's participation and can greatly increase our national rankings. A school whose graduates continue to support it after leaving makes a strong statement about how much you have valued your education. So please don't forget to stay in touch so we can keep you informed of the school's activities, programs, and growth. And do this through the alumni office. You've counted on us for your education. Now others will count on you for your future participation. Again, thank you and congratulations, class of 2017.
It's at this time in the ceremony that I normally make some farewell remarks. But as I see people sweating profusely, and I know that everybody has got plans for lunch, I'd like to do just a couple of things. One is not self-indulgent at all, but it is to recognize two very incredible families who are here today. One is the Brunson family. We have Kyle Brunson, who is graduating today. Kyle represents the 8th member of the Brunson family to come to Flagler College from Bermuda. So Kyle, stand up and be recognized. I thought that was a record that would stand forever, but I have been corrected earlier this morning at a reception, and I was told by a member of the Zappone family that hang on, because we've already got 7 and number 8 is coming. So Alex Zappone, would you please stand and be recognized? I think it's really remarkable that families would have so much faith and confidence in our institution and the faculty at Flagler College that they would send 7 or 8 children to come to our school to get their education. During the past year, I was interviewed more times than I would care to think about. And a lot of the questions had to do, well, what are you going to do after you retire? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? And then the other question was, what are you going to carry with you? What are you going to think about? And I thought about it for a long time. And the thing that struck me the most, and the thing that I will probably miss the most, is the relationships. And so my parting word to you graduates is always keep in mind the importance of relationships. No matter what you do in life, few things are more valuable than the personal connections you make with others. The relationships that you have made here at Flagler will be with you the rest of your life. So treasure them, nurture them, remember them, and most of all, honor them. So just know that we're going to miss you, but we're always going to be here for you. And I hope that each one of you, as you leave here today, that you will consider St. Augustine your home, that you can come back anytime to your home and your family at Flagler College. God bless you all. Thank you. I would now like to call upon Ivan Kelly to lead us with the benediction. And I'd like to tell everybody, please stand in place. We're going to recess out, and so give the platform party and the students an opportunity to get up the aisles. It's very difficult if everybody tries to make it to the exit. So thank you all for coming, and Ivan Kelly.
If we could please, as a reminder, to clear these aisles here. Thank you. You know, President Hebert is the only person in the history of Flagler College to have attended every graduation ceremony in the history of the college. President Hebert, your impact has been great and your legacy will be long, and I have selected for you verses from the 4th chapter of the book of 2 Timothy. The time for my departure is near. I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Now there is in store for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award to me on that day. Thank you, good and faithful servant. And to the graduates, you go out into an interesting world. Go out in peace. Have courage. Hold fast to that which is good. Never repay evil with evil. Support the faint-hearted. Strengthen the weak. Help the suffering. Honor every woman, man, and child. And give thanks for your blessings every day. And may the grace, mercy, and peace from a God who loves you very deeply be with you and all those you love, both now and forevermore. Amen.